Like, that's a choice. Like, you chose to act psycho.
Yeah, but it's mental health, isn't it?
Yeah. Maybe the guy drove her to that point.
No, I mean, here's the thing. I've been in a toxic relationship before. I never did the crazy shit I see a lot of these girls do on social media. That's a choice.
Everyone reacts differently.
Yeah, I know, but that's a choice. That's who you are. That shows a lack of character if that's how you react.
But you don't
Like,
know
how much
you're not a child. Like, you're a grown adult who
but
makes decisions.
It doesn't define who you are. Just like when you have arguments in a relationship or even with your siblings,
It absolutely.
there might be times where you actually physically fight.
Okay, it absolutely defines
can
who you are.
happen.
The actions that you choose when you are angry absolutely define who you are. If a man on the street got angry and murdered somebody, they wouldn't say, "Oh, you didn't murder him. It's okay. You
We've
were
seen it
angry.
happen so
you
many
were in that
times."
situation."
Well, like-
not necessarily, but not to the judge. The world doesn't know you understanding.
And the thing is, in life, what Pearl's saying is, like, in life, the only thing you can control, like literally the only thing you can control is yourself. You cannot control anyone else, their actions, what they do, but you can control your own actions no matter what. So whatever you do, you have to take accountability for whatever you've done. If you get robbed on the street, or you've walked down a bad street, or you weren't looking out for things, you still have to take accountability of your actions. No one's saying that the person who robbed you isn't a bad person. No one's saying the man that didn't treat you right isn't a bad person. But at the end of the day, you still have to take accountability for your own actions, because that's the only thing you can control in your own
no
life.
one's not saying that. No one's saying you should take accountability,
but-
mental abuse is real, so you don't know what that could do to the brain.
Yeah,
But you should be accountable, then leave. If you make a choice as an adult to stay, and then you act a certain way because you chose to stay, that's your own fault. And
That's
it says,
then-
and,
but
and,
then
and
again,
it
when-
says, and wait,
that's
let me
settling.
finish.
That's
And it says
settling.
something about your character. It says something about your character, because if it's in you to act crazy, then you're crazy.
I agree with you. I agree.
Everybody's going a little crazy in them.
I agree with you, but then like I just believe that like we can't hold everyone to a particular standard when, like you were saying about like people having mental health issues, or like if somebody has driven the person crazy. Like, we all know that women are more so emotionally inclined. So sometimes. Yeah.
Say that again.
I said unstable.
Stable, unstable, whatever you define it as. But I just feel as though like sometimes we don't necessarily consider like a man's influence on a woman. And going back to like one of your questions earlier about how is it that when like a question like, oh, the baby mum is brought up, why do women always flip it back on the man? And I feel as though partially that's a defense mechanism, because us as women, we always get the negative aspect of like what life could be, or like some of our decisions, and not necessarily seeing.
What do you mean by the negative aspect?
So say for example, two people got together, they had sex, they had a baby. So we're speaking about the baby mom. However, like the baby mom has been making specific choices to restrict the man from seeing the child or whatever. Sometimes we don't necessarily see that there are reasons behind it. Some men are just wockless. Some men are...
but so are some women.
No, I understand that. Let me land.
Who's the gatekeeper of sex?
Pardon?
Who's the gatekeeper of sex?
The woman. However,
So
men
you let
are...
him in?
But men can be manipulative.
No,
Men
wait,
can
wait,
sell
let me
you a
say
dream.
something.
Like, I understand where you guys are coming from, but it's just like I'm saying, like a man is more militant in terms of their expression. A man does things to obtain sex. Women do things to obtain love. So the reason why a woman would have sex with a man is because she feels as though she will receive love from a man. The reason why a man says to a woman, I love you, is because he feels that if he says, I love you, he will receive sex from her.
But then who's the fool in that situation?
Both of them.
Not really, because he gets what he wants whilst you don't get what you want. But do you know what?
That's the manipulation. That's the manipulation.
That is the whole definition.
It's not manipulation. That's a good salesman. That's a good salesman.
Think about what my guy who was sitting there earlier said when he said before, when men used to get involved with women, you needed another man's approval in order to get that woman. Now women are screaming this, I'm independent, I can do all on my own, and you're making hella bad decisions. Then you say, well, don't tell me I'm making bad decisions. Like, I just do what the fuck I want to do. regardless of the repercussions it has in society.
Yeah,
to me, that's ludicrous. That makes no sense.
But also, what you've got to remember is that we live in, like, I think you were saying earlier, not only that, but like we live in a hypersexual society. Like everywhere you
because
look,
of women. Because of women.
I don't necessarily.
Women, we sexualize ourselves. Look at. I was just at Carnival this weekend. The amount of half-naked women I saw that we sexualize ourselves.
But not just that. If the guy looks at you
the man does.
being naked, you're gonna be like, "What the fuck are you looking at?" But bruv, your cheeks are just in my face. But what on?
Yeah, no, I agree with that 100%.
We should be able to just
So what? So what? If I told you as my girl, yeah, that you can't wear certain clothes, you're gonna feel away.
controlling.
Yeah, 100%.
No, it's
See
not
what I mean?
controlling
But
for me.
what you wear doesn't define
For
you.
me, yeah, girls want to reveal most of the clothes because they want more attention out there. So if you're saying it's controlling because you're still looking for more attention from different men.
Yeah,
Why
you
do you
can't be
guys take
stupid.
it like that?
Yeah.
No, but you
No,
can't.
it
I
is
want to
because
dress how I want to
it's
dress.
thirst
It's
trap
not
other
for
guys.
attention. No, it's not. I genuinely want to dress because I want to dress
Okay,
like
because
that.
you're walking. You're walking around with a for sale sign when you have a man. That's disrespectful. Like you got.
No, it's
You
wearing what
are.
you want
It's
to
not.
wear and
Yeah.
wearing what you want to wear.
What, just because he doesn't like what I'm wearing,
No,
what? No, I
see,
mean,
I-
That's controlling,
He
but-
doesn't own
One at
me.
a time. One at a time,
He
guys.
doesn't own me.
Okay,
No
do you believe in submitting to a man whose authority you trust?
to a certain extent, submission to me is very iffy.
Okay, would you trust a guy's judgment?
Depends.
So
Depends
no,
on the
because
situation.
the way you're answering is no. So you're
It
not a
depends-
submissive
it
woman.
depends on the situation. Because
No,
like
no,
you were saying,
the answer you're giving is no, because the only right answer, if I said a guy whose judgment you could trust, I didn't say just anyone, I said whose judgment you can trust, and you said it depends, and that's indicating that you can't trust
no,
men's
because
judgment.
even back in the day, when they needed to receive the approval, dads were approving guys who beat their women or go cheat on their women, go have baby mothers. So
that's not true by and large.
that
was
but it's still a
happening.
reality.
That's not.
Yeah, it
there are
happens.
exceptions, but it wasn't the rule. Is that your view on men?
My view on men.
Is that your view on men? All the men throughout history were just beating their women.
No, I never said that.
No, I know, but that's what you're implying when you say
No,
things. When
I
you
said
say
that
when
it
you
was
say
still
when we're talking
happening.
when we're talking about a general rule, and you're saying, oh, but they approve things like beating their mothers. You're saying that like it's common, and the words we use are important.
I
And
feel
so-
like it was acceptable to a certain extent, and it was hidden. So there was a lot that we didn't
So
know.
that is your view on men in a
No,
way.
it's not my
throughout
view on
history.
men. It's just what happened is
okay,
it's
but that's
reality.
okay, but that's your view on men. What data
No.
do you have to support that?
No,
What,
it's
no,
not.
no, I'm saying what data do you have to support that was relevant, that happened all the time? What data?
I never said all the time. I said there were men out there proving guys that had this background.
Okay, would you say it was happening by and large?
I
would you
don't
say it was
know.
common?
I wasn't there.
Okay.
So,
But
I was
the
just
way you're
saying
talking,
that-
you're
that's the
talking
point.
as if that was a common thing.
No, the way you're trying to generalize it, and I'm just saying that it still happened, and it still happens.
But
still now.
exceptions don't make the rule.
There's no such thing as rules. Rules are meant to be broken.
What do you mean? You don't think there's any generalities in society? Like some things are just
They are,
general.
but does that mean they're supposed to be followed? No.
No, but then people wouldn't get together. If everyone was the exception, it's not the exception. Then people just wouldn't get together.
Like then you can't say anything.
Yeah.
Like if we can't agree that there are general things in society,
But
we
is
can't have a
that-
conversation about
Is that
anything.
the base of life, just to procreate and get with people? Then
We're just saying
Yeah,
in large.
kind of,
Yeah. I mean, it's same when the girls were saying like, oh, I dress for me, I dress for myself. I think that makes no sense, right? Because
Why?
if you were the only person on the planet, like the only person, you wouldn't bother putting on makeup or anything like that. It literally makes zero sense. It
Just,
just
that. Let a girl go out for a week, yeah, or let's say a month, and get no attention, but she'll end up butt naked on the street saying, "Someone look at me."
and it doesn't have to be from guys. It can be from girls as well.
This from
Why is
like,
it all
no one
about
attention.
I feel as though sometimes like our perception of like men and women are different, or that like people haven't met a woman that's like feels naturally confident in like her natural beauty, or doesn't seek male's attention. And I feel as though even though it may be like the exception, like people don't necessarily come into contact with that type of woman, hence why like the example is Cap, or it's
because
Yeah, you
then
don't know women like
because
that.
then she wouldn't wear makeup. If you're
Yeah,
confident in your
yeah.
natural beauty, no one would wear
like,
makeup.
Like my wife doesn't wear makeup, but my point is like even if it's not for guys' attention, it might be because you want to look pretty for other girls. But then why are you trying to one up yourself over other girls? Why are you trying to beautify yourself compared to the rest of the world? And men do it as well, but men just do it in different ways, right? So we are always trying to get a better job or more
that's
success.
the delusion we speak about. So it's like a man will happily say that I do X, Y, and Z for a woman. But then for a woman to say it in the reverse, she's like, no, I do it for me, I do it for this, I do it for that. In reality, no thought that you have is original. So everything we see is regurgitated information. So it's actually impossible to not be influenced by the people around you. Yet a woman still wants to say, I do it for me, when it's virtually impossible. It makes zero sense.
That doesn't mean... It doesn't mean that there isn't things that women do for men. There are things,
say that then. Don't be like, I do it for me. I don't do it for man.
It also doesn't mean that a girl doesn't dress up or put on makeup for self-love for herself.
Yeah, exactly. Self-love, self-care. Self-love, self-care.
You're telling me the girls at Carnival walking around in a thong are just doing it for themselves?
But
wait, I don't speak for those girls. Sorry,
was that part of the masquerade people? Because that's different. That's part of the costumes.
So wait, why is it acceptable in Brazil for girls to be wearing the thongs and everyone's cheering and everything?
Culture.
I mean,
and that's the culture that they find attractive.
We're not in Brazil. Why are we talking about Brazil? It's like women will go international.
We're all international. We're all from around the world.
It's like we go out of our way to find like the craziest exceptions. Why?
I just feel like
because they exist.
Yeah, I know, but we're not saying they don't exist.
But
I just
we
think,
don't regard them.
Let me finish. Okay, I think as grown adults, we can agree that there are exceptions to every rule, but we can make statements based on general tendencies in society without having to stay with every statement there's an exception. I think we can just know.
I also think it's a dream. It's like me saying like I can run 100 meters in 9 seconds. It's like I can't, but you're like, oh, but Usain Bolt run it in 9 seconds, so why can't I run it in 9 seconds?
Or if I say men are generally taller than women, and then you point to the one guy that isn't.
There's a lot of exceptions in the world. Like there's 7 billion people.
I know. Do you want to talk about every single one of them, or do you
we
think
should?
Or do you
maybe
think or would you say maybe that's not productive to a conversation?
No, I feel like maybe that'll make people realize the extent of how we don't appreciate certain things, the minimal things.
You don't. What do you mean by that? By the minimal things?
The small, like the exceptions. Okay. Such things as the exceptions.
Okay, what do you mean by appreciating the exceptions? Like, cause like this just sounds like nothing.
Like we don't bring no awareness. We don't talk about it enough. So
like what exceptions? What do we not talk about?
Just
enough?
Like now we're talking about women dressing up for men.
So we need to
There's
bring
women
up Brazil.
that do. There's women that don't.
And we need to bring up Brazil. That's why?
Because it happens. It's acceptable in that place. So why is it not? And why is it not acceptable
honestly,
for that one day?
It's sort of acceptable everywhere. If you go to the beaches now.
Not just that, Brazilian women are very, very submissive women. So like when it comes to how they treat their man, you can't even come close to how the Western women treat their men. So that's not even a comparison. So you can let them dress and shake bum bum because when they come home, they show ultimate respect. Whereas a lot of Western girls are coming home and trying to beef their man. Long. It's a shitty deal.
I find it weird how you guys also straight away you all said like that's controlling, right? And it is just like a respect thing. Like it's not even like I'm just asking you like why if you truly love this person and this person doesn't like that you dress that way, then you should at least for our respect for the person that you love, that is the love of your life, at least willing to do that. You know, like and same the other way around. If my wife told me to do something, because I love and care for her, I would do that as well. Like if it really annoyed her.
Would you guys be cool with your man going to the strip club with his boys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Yeah, I'll go with him.
No, I'm saying by himself. You wouldn't care?
No, I wouldn't care.
Cap.
Oh my God. So there's men that don't go to the strip club about their women.
Though. I think it's because strip club is like most guys don't do anything at a strip club. So I think you have to push it like a little further.
To a brothel or something.
Yeah.
No go zone.
Hey, my guys, don't give these girls excuses. No. They're copping out with their answers. We're not going to do that.
The strip club is a club, so they're going to go there.
Strip clubs are
you just can't get a private dance. That's it.
It's just mic is muted.
Is mic?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
See, trust me, yeah. You girls will say you don't care, but you be blowing up his phone. You be calling all your girls. You're planning on revenge and doing all kind of madness. So let's keep it a buck.
Club.
No.
For a strip,
What do you think the strip club is?
If a guy comes late, You're already assuming that he's cheated on you.
No, I'm
Those
sleeping
are
like
for
a
the
baby.
insecure.
No.
That's majority
That's
of
an
females.
insecure
Mentality, that's
female.
mentality.
Yeah, then that is the majority of females that are insecure then.
Yeah.
Because a lot of relationships are not built on trust, honor, respect.
Don't you think it's disrespectful to wear something revealing when you have a boyfriend?
Yeah and no. And the reason why I
Yeah.
say
No,
yeah.
can I get yes or no?
No, me.
Yes or no?
Okay, I bow out.
I would say-
Mine is 50-50.
Do you think? Did you say? Do you think it's respectful?
Yeah, do you think it's respectful when you have a man to be wearing something very revealing that he wouldn't approve of?
Well, I don't know about his approval or not. I would say that if it was my husband, then I would consider it. But if you're my boyfriend, then I decide that I want to wear.
Wait,
this
hold
and
on.
that.
Did you just say consider?
Yeah.
That means that.
But the thing is, I'm not gonna go out like with my ass hanging out. But if you're saying like, I'm not gonna do nothing too mad.
So wait. You're saying that if he was your boyfriend, that you wouldn't. So he should wife you to get
I
some
feel like as a husband,
75% of submissiveness.
So
a
you're
husband
showing
gets more
So you're
because they put the ring on
okay,
it. It's
okay.
No,
more.
no, no.
So you're
We're not
showing
doing
him
that.
you're showing him what he doesn't want, and then you expect to get better outcomes by showing him I'm not going to listen to you now, but put a ring on it. Then
but
I'll
men
listen
do
to you.
that to us all the time.
I'm still not
See,
gonna
this is
listen,
we're
but
doing it
I would-
again. We're doing it again where we say something about women and then we push it on the men.
Like, take accountability, bro.
I can't take
See, but
accountability for
one
the
thing you
majority
forget
of
in this
women on the planet.
conversation, is you're always thinking from your specific lens.
Yeah.
The reason a man is telling you not to behave and dress that way is because he knows what other men who
Yeah, of
behave like
course.
him are gonna do.
Yeah.
But then, let's say, for example, because I've been in a situation where I've been with a girl, she's dressed mad, and then we've got into an altercation because another boy's grabbed her cheek. That could have been avoidable had she dressed differently. But now I have to punch up her next man because of stupidness you did when I could have just told you, babes, that's a bit too much.
But then
But
you should
that's
So
have
now you're putting me
self-autonomy.
in potential danger, or
That-
us in potential danger, as a result of you just wanting to be independent.
Nah,
But
but
you
I
should
won't,
have
I won't
self-
lie.
You're putting it
Yeah.
on the woman.
I won't lie. Yeah.
But is you? Who else is causing that problem? It's
yeah,
not me.
because if he says don't wear that, then you wear it and there's a problem because of it. You wouldn't say that's on you when he told
No,
you.
that's on the man that wasn't raised right.
Yeah,
for
to
touching
touch
the
it
girl
up.
chick.
Didn't that parent give them home training?
Passing it.
But it's like there's a difference between going into a situation. It's like, okay, if a dude gets mugged at night because he's walking alone with a big chain around his neck, do you really feel bad for him?
Yeah, I was still
See, I always feel like, Pearl, you have to go to extreme with them. So you have to say, he's waving it around. You know what I mean? And then you're like, no, you don't feel, you don't
maybe
So
feel
what?
bad.
When I'm
Okay,
when
okay.
I'm on a
That's
dark
like-
road, I have
Fine.
to put my jewels in my pocket.
Do you think it's smart to just leave him out? No, okay. I have expensive camera equipment. Okay, is it smart for me to go down to the bad part of London, grab my nicest camera here, and just wave it around for people and people to take?
They probably wouldn't know the value.
I'm tired.
Okay. Can you answer the question? Would that be smart? Would that be smart?
Well, probably not. No.
Okay, so could you see from the men's point of view, it's probably not smart to walk around half naked when you have a man.
But does that give a man the right to touch you? No.
It doesn't give them the right to touch you, but it's about
There you
taking
go.
yourself out of bad situations if you can. And like women walk around the world like we're so spoiled. We're so spoiled as women because we're so used to being protected. Like men protect us every day in the world. They built the infrastructure for
don't
us.
think so.
Yeah. How? Okay. When someone is attacking you, who do you call?
Your man.
Well, or the police. But even if you call the police, you want a
man, not a
there.
female, 'cause
Not-
you know
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. Though, if you got like 5 muggers on you and 2 females come up, you'd be like, "What the? What the hell happened here?"
Right?
gone silent.
Right?
What was the question?
I'm saying, okay,
you
men
calling first?
protect us every day because when you are mugged, who would you call if someone breaks into your apartment?
My man or
Or the
my
police.
uncles, yeah.
Yeah, the men.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Men tamed the world for it. It used to be wars all the time. If we go into war, who's going?
The men.
Men built the world. They protect us, and now we're spoiled to the point we want to go out of our way to put ourselves in dangerous situations,
And you have to be like.
and then we feel entitled to security. Sorry, go
Sorry,
ahead.
no, I was gonna say if you want a good guy as well, then you need to be good as well. Like if you generally want a guy that cares for you, and then you say no, I'm gonna dress in this way, like you're just not gonna get those guys that you're looking for then.
I feel like that goes back to what Pearl was saying about like being submissive to a guy that you genuinely like respect. I feel like that comes into play a lot, maybe.
Being submissive to a guy that you generally respect. Could you talk more about that? What do you mean?
So say for example, like if you respect like your partner, or you value what he has to say, or like say for example, we say that men are leaders and they are meant to lead us to greener pasture. For example, like a woman would kind of look to her partner for direction in some sort of capacity. So if me saying that I value my partner's decisions and his decision making, and I trust that his decision making will be fitting for us both, then I would consider like not necessarily changing myself, but like some of the decisions that I would make, because it may have a negative impact on us both and not just affecting him.
But when you use the words "I would consider," like I don't really, it makes me not really believe you, because it like a real submissive woman would say, "I would listen to my man."
On that note, would you girls say you're conditionally feminine? On that note, would you girls say you're conditionally feminine? Because that's what it sounds like. You're feminine based on conditions, that your man does certain things. And to give a flip example, is like me saying, I'm going to wear a dress and paint my nails until I meet a girl that makes me masculine. It sounds stupid, but then that's kind of what you lot are saying. It's like, I will do this, that, and the other for my man if he does X, Y,
I
Z.
feel as though it's because of primary and secondary socialization. Like when we're taught by like our family as well as society what we need to do in order to maintain or like have a long-lasting, thriving relationship. Those are the kind of things that we look at, and especially like within media and stuff. Like we see that like women don't respect men in media, so it's like, on a subconscious level, that's what we take in, and then we may regurgitate those sort of actions without even knowing.
That doesn't make it okay, though.
I'm not saying that it does, but I'm just saying that that's a part and parcel of life.
It's weird, yeah, because we look at a parent's relationship and then we say we don't want that. Then you look at social media and you see that doesn't work either, but then that's what you choose to emulate. But then you want a successful relationship.
Yeah,
so you've seen the good example, but you ignore it and then chase the bad one. And I don't understand how that makes sense.
I feel as though like we chase bad things because it's thrilling, it's exciting, like it kind of it's like an elixir.
That sounds wild.
So,
but that's true. No, the reason why I'm saying that is because like even going back to the point that you made about like baby mamas, like a lot of those examples are extremely toxic, and like a lot of relationships are very toxic, and because we maybe despise our parents because they had such an amazing relationship and we can't find that, it's like settling for something that's just like
you by and large admitted women love drama.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
You see,
Let her go.
that proved the point that women are attracted to the pookies and ravies, the bad boys, because they can't help. Even though you say, we don't like toxic men, but you talk about them 24/7. You open your legs 24/7 like an automatic door. That's the real life. Let's keep her
Yeah,
up.
if women hurt you,
I'm not hurt, bro. It's just a fact. It's just a fact.
If women didn't like getting cheated on, why do they always pick the guys that can cheat?
Because they're cheating themselves.
That doesn't make sense. Go on. They're cheating themselves. What do you mean by that?
As in, okay, some people, they only get into a relationship because it's like back to the conversation that we were having earlier, they're settling because it's just like, I've met the standards of society, but I'm still going to do what I want to do or what my heart's desire. So they will be looking at other men, speaking to other men, like socializing with other men just to get that acceptance or acknowledgement from other people.
That still doesn't make sense.
Now, you see what it is? Yeah? What she's trying to say is you would settle for the nice guy because, let's say, a girl...
Because she couldn't get the bad boy.
Because let's say, obviously, a girl's prime time is from 18 to 25. And let's say you're 29 or 30. Obviously, the good guys are not going to be accessible to you anymore because they're all wifed up. So, obviously, you're going to wife either that nice guy and you're going to obviously cheat on him because he doesn't really give you that excitement. You don't really like him, but you're selling him because you see him as a cash machine, as a utility.
Oh no, I wasn't saying it.
I'm just saying the fact.
Yeah, she's like time's running out. Who will take me? I'm going to take a second. I'm going to read super chats. Okay, guys, thank you so much for all of the super chats that you guys have been given. You guys are blowing it up this show. We've gotten a ton. All of the super chats are going towards new equipment for the studio. That includes new camera equipment. Also, different types of. We're gonna start signing talent soon. And we're going to start new channels. One of those is going to be Auntie's channel, but we need money to start it up. So a lot of the super chats are going towards talent that we're going to be signing soon. Okay. Joshua Cintron, making modern women take accountability. It's easier just walking into the sun. Pajero Majestic, relationships are 10% physical attraction, 90% psychology. Let's go, Pearl. Get me through through Zoom. Clifford Range. They will say anything to avoid accountability for their decisions and their actions. Silly sausage. Ish must be making more bread. He splashed out for a second Nike tick. No comment, Ish? Nothing? Yeah, send super chat so we can give Ish a raise.
Yo, let's go, people.
Beans Sneeko has entered the chat. Mr. Missing 44. If he was my husband, I will consider it. ... Jesus. Billy Boy, I can't comment. Members only. I am. That's weird. I don't know why I would do that. Chris, the girls bring up exceptions because they're trying to win an argument while everyone else is just trying to get to the truth. They cackle at their own jokes and make no sense like useless children. Our modern struggles. The same old modern women, they're not aware and they don't want to be. I cover many of these topics myself. Chris, girl in the yellow only submits to the authority of Krispy Kreme. Modern struggles. Thank you for the super chat. Ammonius. This might sound bad, but he's right. My boy calls them 6-month girlfriends. The guy is out of her league and he's just smashing for free. Zodiac 256B. They feed you lies. Try telling women the truth and watch their fur fly. We literally cannot tell you the truth because of your feelings being king. Wissium Thibet, thank you for the super chat. Silly sausage. If a girl has an issue over restricting Instagram for a partner out of respect, you're a 304. Simple. You're more worried about losing your potential. I'm not going to say that word. List over building a future. You're not trustworthy. Beans, what about, say, ADHD in a relationship? Adam Sutton, women only count boyfriends and full Monty for body count. I dated a girl whose count was 2, but later blew 18 once at a party. Oh, Jesus. Beans, fix the Discord link, please. I'll let our team know. Alexander Way, Boss Hog, I can't believe you scammed me, Yasmin. MGTOW by Logic, stop marrying it, staying with men you don't even like. You're lying and stealing money and ruining your life. Men's lives, your kids' lives in society. 2, stop lying. Pajero Majestic, Pearl, not pal, voice to the chat. Beans, we need more Australians on the panel. Sick and tired of all these British accents speaking nonsense. Benevent Patrice, I'm here for Pearl's long pins. Pajero Majestic, hey pal, I love your channel. I'm a relationship counselor and a coach. I'd love to Zoom as I'm in Australia. The biggest flex is a woman that can do everything herself, but allows a man to do it without her ego getting in the way. Project Utopian, women get off by temporarily rejecting men. They get off forever by gloating over earnings. It's a trap. Hero, that one girl said, guys don't want virgins. I've never heard of a guy saying, man, I would have dated her, but she's a virgin. Okay, so I have a question for the panel. What is your ideal partner? And what do you offer your ideal partner?
Are we good?
Yeah, why don't you start?
Start with me. Okay. I look for someone with the same values as me. Mm-hmm. I previously mentioned. I would want someone with a strong work ethic, for sure. That's very important to me. And someone intelligent so that when we marry, I feel comfortable submitting because I trust their judgment.
And what do you offer your ideal partner?
I know how to cook. I know how to clean. I love children. I love to garden as well. So I could basically we wouldn't have to worry on a grocery store because I have my own grocery store. I would say I'm a good friend. My friends say that I listen very well and I'm very supportive of the people I care about.
Okay, what about you?
So I look for someone that's
As many of you know, I was just banned on TikTok, and we are demonetized on a daily basis on this platform. If you want to help, please consider sending a super thanks below. Every donation helps, and it helps make what we do possible.